McEnroe, one of the world's most famous tennis players, known for his startling great performance on the court, but probably known for his antics on the court and off the court. See, John thought he was born with an innate talent, a God-given talent to play tennis. That's all he did. He didn't have a desire to learn. In fact, when John was faced with adversity, when he lost challenges, he had meltdowns. He acted like a little baby. And upon retirement, John said, "I don't think I ever reached my full potential on the court or off the court." The reason is, John McEnroe had a fixed mindset. Compare him to, sorry about that, one of the world's most beloved Superman, Christopher Reeve, thrown from a horse in 1995, broke his neck, severed his spinal cord, was told he would be paralyzed forever. Christopher said, "Oh no, I won't be." He said, "I want the most intense therapy you can give me every single day to every part of my body." A few years in, the doctors shook their head and they said, "He's in denial. He's never going to walk again." 5 years later, he started to feel tingling in different parts of his body and caused science to start to think differently about paralysis. And the reason Christopher Reeve was able to do this is because he had a growth mindset. He welcomed the challenge that came with being paralyzed. So right now, what I would like to do is to share with you a snippet of what I am going to be presenting at the spring conference, fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. What I want from this presentation this morning is for you to start thinking, where is your mindset? Is it a fixed mindset or a growth mindset? What is a mindset? It's the beliefs you have about yourself. It's basic qualities that you have about yourself. It's what you think. Am I smart enough? Do I have a good personality? Am I introverted? What's my character like? And these beliefs are embedded in you at a very early age. Now, people with a fixed mindset think that these are set in stone and you can't do anything about it. They're like Popeye, I am what I am. People with a growth mindset think that these are character traits, these are beliefs, but I have tremendous potential. In fact, I have unlimited potential. In fact, I can't be stopped in my accomplishments. I can achieve whatever I want. That's the difference between a fixed versus a growth mindset. Carol Dweck is a leading professor at Stanford University. She's done a tremendous amount of studying about this and wrote a book called Mindset. This book is being read in so many organizations right now. And right now, you're sitting here looking at me and going, okay, MB, why do I need to understand the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset? And the answer is very simple. Technology is changing the way we live in this world today. And it is changing in nanoseconds. We have a choice. I have a niece who sits there and says, at the age of 40-something, I don't know how to get on a computer. I don't know how to text. I don't need to know those things. And I sit there and think, phew. Or you can embrace it, adapt, adjust, and use it. And the thing is that in order to survive in business in this world, you need to innovate. And you cannot innovate if you have a fixed mindset. You can only innovate if you can think of the possibilities. Possibilities in your relationships, in your family life, and in your business. Great book that Carol has written. Some of the characteristics of a fixed mindset. When asked people with a fixed mindset, when do you feel smart? Their answer was, when I can finish something that nobody else does, when I get it right the first time, when I feel like I've completed it to the best of my ability. And the problem with people with a fixed mindset is that they will be successful in their life, but at some point, they will hit a plateau. Back in my career, I was posting for vice president positions. After being turned down the fourth time as the second runner-up, I always felt like the, not the bride, but the bridesmaid. I gave up. I said, well, obviously I'm not smart enough, confident enough, connected enough. I obviously am not good enough to be a vice president, but I'll be the best darn director American Express ever saw. What a fixed mindset I had. Somebody with a growth mindset, when asked the same question, when do you feel smart? Their response was, when I have worked really, really hard at something, I've really given it my all, and it took a while, but I finally accomplished it. Or when I've done something that I didn't think I had the ability to do, that's when I feel smartest. People with a growth mindset are challenged, they welcome the challenge, and they go after it. And we see this as young as 6 and 7 years old. You give a young child a puzzle, he finishes the puzzle. You give him the next one that's more complicated. He finishes it. You give him the third one. Oh, this is a little hard. Yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going outside. Where the one with the growth mindset says, give me that next puzzle. I can do it. I can do it. And so growth, fixed mindset, they avoid risk. They don't look for feedback. They may have to change. They give up when things get too hard. Fixed mindset. Growth mindset, give me that next challenge. I'm okay if I fail. I can do it again. And as I look around this room, I know the personal stories of so many of you. I've watched Brian talk, I've listened to Brian speak about being that kid that sat there watching the world go by, and now he's in that world and he's making things happen. I've watched Lois build her business from doing reservations for golfing and now going to China possibly and planning parking for the Olympics. I've watched so many people in here, Bruce Goldfarb, Bruce Pokey, both have reinvented themselves. They had one career, they went on to another career. Growth mindset. The question is, do you have a growth mindset in all areas of your life? Or are there days that you're sitting there going, I can't, we won't, it's not possible. And I just challenge you to start every time you hear that voice in your head to say, am I acting with a fixed mindset or a growth mindset? And in closing, many people think Michael Jordan was born with a basketball in his hand, that he won that sperm race on conception, and he was born with that basketball. That's not true. Michael Jordan was actually not picked for the team in high school the first time, and his mother said, get out and practice. Michael Jordan did not get into the college that he wanted to go to. He wasn't good enough to go to the University of North Carolina. He might not have even been the first draft pick in the NBA. But Michael Jordan practiced every single day, and you can see 9,000 shots. I've lost 300 games. 26 times I was given the ball to win the game, and I blew it. And did Michael Jordan sit down like a cry little baby whiny person like we saw recently? No, Michael Jordan went into the gym. Everybody else went out partying and drinking. Michael Jordan went back in the gym and practiced the shots for hours because he was not a failure and did not have a fixed mindset. He had a growth mindset. Come to the spring conference, take the quiz and see where you are. Mr. Toastmaster.